Confirm, ma'am. Confirm, ma'am. Welcome back, participants, for the second session. For the second session, we have our very own Selvakumar sir with us, and he has completed his bachelor's degree in electrical and electronics engineering at RVS College of Engineering Technology in the year 2006 with first class distinction. He is also a gold medalist in his master's in power systems at Anna University, Chennai in the year 2015. After his bachelor's degree, he has joined in Power Research and Development Consultant, Bangalore as engineer power system. He has completed many challenging assignments in power evacuation, power system studies, control and protection, relay settings and coordination, subsynchronous resonance, etc. He has handled many projects: Tata Steel 10 MTP expansion, power evacuation studies for Suzlon in Southern Grid, impact of monopolar operation of Culture Polar HVDC are named a few. Ultratech cement plant at Tadipatri commission without nuisance stripping of relays, where he designed the relay settings for the complete plant. In 2008, he has joined Tata Consulting Engineers Limited, Bangalore. He has involved in many prestigious projects including Mundra 4000 megawatt EMPP, which is first in India, and 4.5 megawatt hydro plant at Gokak, and 660-watt Mutia thermal plant at Tuticorin. He has involved in designing the power system of many steel, cement, paper industries, commercial buildings, power plants, and substations. He has joined ABB Global Industries Limited, Chennai in 2011 after completing 3 years of service in Tata Consultancy Engineering Limited, Bangalore. He has completed many challenging assignments, including 750 MVA three-phase, three-winding transformer design for combined cycle plant in Bangladesh. Design 120 megawatt combined cycle plant in Indonesia. Has completed a 334 megawatt combined cycle plant in Bangladesh and 105 megawatt biomass plant in Singapore. He has received Extra Miller Award for his excellent contribution by ETAP training and ISO implementation In 2005, he has been promoted as a technical specialist in microgrid and distributed generation team. Presently, he is involved in optimization and converting customer problems to microgrid solution. He has vast experience in load flow studies, reactive power compensation studies, voltage dip drop studies, short circuit studies, transition studies, motor acceleration studies, overcurrent and earth fault relay coordination, subsynchronous resonance and harmony, etc. He also has expertise in designing power plants, substation, and process industries. He is also very famous in industrial sector for his training on power system softwares by MI Power, ETAP, Easy Power, Dixieland Power Factory, and Power World. His international exposure includes Bangladesh, Singapore, Malaysia, Qatar, Kuwait, Dubai, Australia, Sweden, Canada, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, etc. He is associate editor for the journal Transaction of Engineering Sciences. He is also an industry expert member in technical advisory committee of many academic institutions. He has guided many projects for electrical students in bachelor level and master level. He has conducted seminars and workshops in various academic institutions and industries. His areas of interest are microgrid, grid planning, power system operation and control, protection, power plant and substation design, integration of renewables, system studies, and smart grid. We are really very happy to have you back, sir, for yet another time for our sessions. I kindly request you to take over the session, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It's my pleasure. And I guess like 11 years ago, I was just came to that college, and I guess like from there, like every year I'm coming to the college at least one or the other week, even during this pandemic, thanks to this virtual training programs. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me again and again. I guess like audience might got tired by means of saying, seeing my face. Anyway, thank you. Let's directly jump into the topic. I guess 90 minutes is cut shorted to 82 minutes now. So let's not waste our time further. Okay, maybe before I'm sharing the slides, how many of you have a water bottle with you? How many of you have a water bottle with you? Next 80 minutes or so, I mean, we are going to pour quite a lot of informations. So get a water bottle ready with, next to you. Grab a notebook, write as many as notes possible. And I guess anyway, the recording sessions will be available. You can watch, and probably means what say from our end also, we will put it in OBS recording, and we will record the sessions just for our own internal quality. But please ensure that you are going to take as maximum as possible from the session. So I always truly believe, the success of the session is in the audience hand, not in the presenters. So interact as much as possible. Stop me then and there with the questions. I love to answer the questions. So it is not what I have or what I know, that's not really important, or what I have delivered, that's also not really important. After this 80 minutes from now, what you have taken out from what I have delivered is more important. So that's the most important thing. So kindly post your questions, kindly interact. No question is a silly question. So we will take up as maximum as questions possible, and then means what to say, let make this session as useful as possible. Okay. Before jumping into this, how many of you believed just about 2 years back that faculty development programs or STTPs or STPs, whatever maybe the workshops, seminars, webinars, whatever you call, will transform to this digital mode? How many of you just like thought, at least had a dream about 2 years back, like if the same thing happened in maybe 2019 June? How many of you means what say felt yes, everything will go digital? Okay, shall I take no one? Okay, fine. Not at all, of course, no one. So now, I mean, why everything has gone online? Why everything has gone online? There could be a number of reasons, right? But one thing is permanent, that's a change, right? Yeah, of course, COVID, there is no doubt about that. So one thing which is permanent, which is change. So you have to quickly change and adapt yourself, so that like means what say you still in the race, right? So I'm looking at this way, like means what's the about just 1.5 years back, last March 1st, 2020, if someone has told me that means I will move away from Chennai and sitting in a remote village about 450 kilometer away from Chennai and probably means what say develop or double my power system consulting business during COVID, I would have laughed at them. I would have laughed at them. But I mean that's what we have done in last I mean for say like 14 or 15 months. I have moved from Chennai, which I thought like that's the only place where I can build my business. Moved to a remote village sitting about 450 kilometer away. I mean, so to say, like we have not a COVID shield, but we have protected the COVID from the shield by means of a cover. We are sitting in a remote village, and probably means what we are able to scale up business. So only thing is change is the only thing which is permanent. Kindly, I mean, so say, I request the faculties also to quickly adapt to the change, what it is demanded by the market or demanded by the situations or scenarios. Come up with a novel ideas. Come up with a novel ideas. I'm looking this as an opportunity rather than a means what to say a problem. That's because I personally felt means I will be able to get my means what to say projects or my participants for my training only in physically in Chennai, but this COVID has opened the door, and today we are into I mean 6 continents and 73 countries for our training and 24 countries for the projects. So same thing is applicable for the trainers. Means what say the teaching community also. Just to think of your means what say the way which you are delivering the message in a different style, and probably means what say world is yours. And I always have a great respect on teaching community because after completion of my UG BE electrical, I thought of becoming a professor. Unfortunately I couldn't means what say do so, or probably means I'm not able to break even that point. And by luck, like quite a lot of colleges are inviting me for such a programs, and yes, I'm able to I mean what say get the same opportunity of delivering some lectures. Thank you so much for that. And let's straight dive into this topic. Once you're able to see my screen loud and clear, just type out loud and clear in the chat box. If you're able to see my screen, and if you're able to see the screen, and if you're able to, yes, loud and clear. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is the I mean so say a small little story which I always love. Once all the villages decided to pray for the rain, on the day of the prayer, all the people has gathered, but only one small little kid came with an umbrella. That's a faith. So yes, I do agree. During pandemic, number of seminars, webinars, guest lectures, faculty development programs, STTP, the quantity has increased. Whether the quality has increased, I may not be able to answer that question straight away because I mean it's not measurable. But one thing which I can say, whatever may be the seminar or a webinar or a workshop or a conference, if you go with the faith, for sure you will get, some value. And probably means what to say, I have attended few seminars, webinars for my own training programs for means consulting business and probably means training business, and probably I got an abundant value. So I personally gone with an intention and I have gained a lot. So the same thing which I am requesting you also, have a faith for 45 minutes. Next 45 minutes, I will probably deliver as maximum as value as possible. And of course, along this, we will take the Q&A also in the chat box. And last maybe 20 minutes or so, I will open up the Q&A directly unmuting yourself. You can post the questions. If not, like we will take up some simulation cases where probably we can directly apply what we have learned in this theory sessions and application to the real-time systems. Right, so this is what we are going to talk about today. Energy storage systems building blocks. And this is what I have planned today. Why to store energy? What's the trends in the energy storage? And where is the commercial stance? And where do we need to go? And probably means what say if time permits, we will put up some simulations at the end to probably means what say so what's the real-time applications and where it can be used. Right, this is my journey. I guess Ravi sir has put up beautifully about this. I don't want to talk about more. But one thing which I can say means also ABP, where I was putting about 8.5 years. In the August 2019, I left, and along with me, 2 other guys has left. and one guy who left a salary at around 12 lakh in 2019 August. Now he is getting 60 lakh per annum. I mean, I'm just stressing the significance of energy storage. We were into energy storage when I left ABB, energy storage and microgrid business. Along with me, two other guys who left. Means one guy who left probably when his salary was 12 lakh per annum, that is 1 lakh per month. He's getting 60 lakh per annum, that is 5 lakh per month today. And another guy who left at 9 lakh per annum, and probably he's getting about 24 lakh per annum now. And same ABB calling him back at a salary of 36 lakh per annum just in 2 years, right? Almost it has happened in 2019 August. So why I'm stressing this because that's the potential this energy storage is going to have, especially when the abundant renewables and electric vehicles are going to come. So means what say, if you are able to tweak your I mean what say PhD thesis or means what say some simulations or some IEEE papers to your real-time applications, you could be a next Elon Musk, right? Hope everyone knows Elon Musk. If you know Elon Musk, type Elon Musk in the chat box. If not, I will talk about him and how he is related to this in the end of the session, right? Right. All right. So I mean, what say why I'm saying this? This energy storage has an abundant potential in the industry, and I mean, so say I have not trusted this energy storage market when I have entered into this energy storage market way back in 2015 April. Like I have around 6 years of experience in this energy storage market. I personally felt means this market is not going to grow. And means what say I felt the companies those who are investing money in this market, I felt like they are fools. But somehow later I have realized, I mean, what to say, the government policies are probably the people those are able to see the future, probably with some real statistics behind to, I mean, what to say, predict the future or forecast the future, and they are on track, and that's the reason why like Elon Musk is making a huge money. And if you know like how he fetched first 100 megawatt 129 megawatt hour battery energy storage systems when other companies are struggling for few megawatt hour storage by a single tweet. He has backed the first 100 megawatt 129 megawatt hour large scale battery energy storage system by means of just a single tweet in the Twitter. So probably means I will, if time permits, I will show that tweet also probably at the end. But what we need to know is the potential of this energy storage market, which he has captured even in a single tweet, right? So which you can understand the same potential which we have as a researchers also. And this is the industry which is struggling for the right manpower as on today. Means due to COVID, everybody is saying that there is no job. And as a power system consulting along with the training in power projects, we have trained enough engineers in power system studies, but unfortunately means what say we are not able to meet the requirements of the energy storage engineers into the market. Like at least means what say even today with the 20 plus job openings in the microgrid and battery energy storage system market in India itself, which personally people are calling me, but I do not have a people's to means what I send them out, right? That's why the potential of the energy storage market. Means this is a quick intro about our organization. We have 48 power system engineers, 124 projects across 24 countries. We work across the sectors. I don't want to waste much time on this. This is the study what we perform. If you miss the slide, no worries. Go back to your power system analysis subject, read the syllabus. That's exactly what we do. Nothing more, nothing less. And probably we are making the money just by means of doing whatever the things which we are studying in power system analysis. And this is a software, these are the softwares which we are expertise at. And probably means if you I mean what say really want to take a snip of this image, you can see about 10 simulation softwares. Means what say I promise, like I mean what say based on my experience, if your students are masters in two softwares out of this, and I guess like means what say your market value is amazing. And to tell a market value, one of my employee who is here also probably means I can tell. He has joined as a trainee after completing BE in 2019 in Jerusalem Engineering College, Chennai. And I guess like in couple of months, he's going to join Ireland Grid Electricity, where he's going to control the electricity grid of the entire Ireland, and his package is about 3.25 lakh per month. 3.25 lakh per month. Like I guess like 2019 BE passed out. The salary of 3.25 lakh per annum is a great, amazing target. That's what we look at. But in a core industry, in a power systems, in an electricity grid management, you will be able to make that money. I am not really the person who compares always money. I felt that money has to come second, and I mean, what's the fulfillment has to come first. But if you at all, if somebody compares, like I mean, what's the answer? Tell your students, mastering this 10 simulation softwares. Out of this 10, pick any two, master in it. At least 3 lakh per annum is a guaranteed salary, even if you are a fresher, provided you have 2 years of rich experience in any of these two simulation softwares which is listed here. These are all our customers across the globe. These are all prestigious projects what we work on. These are all some appreciations. I don't want to waste all this energy. And maybe this is a question: how many of you know about our means what say social pages? When I say social pages, like LinkedIn, Instagram, or a Facebook and YouTube. At least I mean generally request all our participants to at least know two of our pages. One is our LinkedIn, other one is our YouTube. If you know about our LinkedIn page and YouTube page, type out no, KNOW. If you do not know our LinkedIn page, if you do not know our LinkedIn page or a Facebook page, type out new in the chat box. Yep, if you're raising a hand, probably I will definitely give you a chance to unmute yourself. Yes, if you know already, type KNOW. So much KNOWs and much more news. Right? All right. Okay. I guess like KNOW, which I understand that they have already attended my sessions, my session somewhere else. Okay, why should I mean? So say I'm not really promoting my YouTube channel. Let me be very clear, and I'm not really making any money out of that as well. So still, probably means was I quickly jump on to the YouTube channel. If I have, I guess I have kept it open in other this one. All right. So let's go to YouTube channel. Just to type power projects, you will get that we have about 5,640 followers, which is not really great. We have about 49 videos. We have 49 videos, but I mean, to say, this videos can probably transform the college students to an industry expert, and probably means what say I can show you some industry projects also. Like power factor correction, one video if you take, like we have streamed about a year back when this lockdown has started. Exactly cosine angle between voltage and current. That's the power factor. We tell why the power factor should not be defined as cosine angle between voltage and current, and may ask you some simple question to add 3 amps and 4 amps, and we will tell why it is not 3 amps and 4 amps. And then I mean what say we will tell you. Let me probably means what say fetch a real-time scenario what we have done with this, and probably that's a project which we have received, and 96 we have backed about I mean what say 6.25 lakh project just by means of the two videos which we have done. So if you look at this is like a 6.25 lakh project from a company called Renew Power. If you do not know Renew Power, that's another important note which you have to make a note. They have like 10 gigawatt of renewables out of 90 gigawatt of renewables in India. As of now, India has about 90 gigawatt of renewables, and out of that, 10 gigawatt comes from this company called Renew Power. Means, and their starting salary, I guess it is about means what say 9 lakh per annum for a BE fresher, right? So now probably means what say what you are looking is what's the solution which we have given, and probably means what say look at the purchase order. Yeah, someone has asked this YouTube channel, and I guess our engineer has posted that link. You can just watch. That is our YouTube channel. Yes, that's our YouTube channel. If you just Google it with Power Projects, you will get that. All right, so that's clear. But like coming back to this, just let me tell you one thing. I mean, so also we took just hardly a month to finish this project, and that project is nothing but what we have explained in Power Projects Correction 1 video 1 and 2. So where is the final report? Yes. So this is the report which you are seeing, and probably means why I'm talking this, because this project has the relevant to this energy storage what we are talking. So I'm just opening it. 22nd July 2020, during the pandemic, we have received the order for a 6.25 lakh. And 22nd July, we have, we have responded in 10 days with the draft report, and another 10 days after their comments, and another 6 days in the final report. Exactly means what say we have received the PO on 22nd July, and we are able to finish the project on a month, and probably means what say it hardly took 1 month to make 6.25 lakh by means of just simple 2 videos what I have shown. This is the power factor correction part 1, power factor correction part 1, which you are seeing in the bottom, and power factor correction part 2, which is the second video. And I guess like this is the channel link straight away without searching along the videos which you can watch. And it is just not that, means what say we have done power factor correction part 1, part 2, grounding of generator, like light off event which we have talked about during the pandemic, exactly when our honorable prime minister has called the light off event at 9 p.m. on April 5th. So probably if you're a power system expert or power system operation and control faculty, then probably means what say this is the video which you need to watch before you are handling a subject power system operation control. And probably means we have given some references and further reading. At least this one report is what you need to go through to understand the complete power system dynamics of 400 gigawatt of India, right? India is the largest single synchronized network in the globe. We have 400 gigawatt installed capacity, and how it is managed is simply there in about 400 pages in this link, which you can watch in this. So I guess that's the one thing which I have talked about our YouTube, and there are plenty of means videos apart from this: power quality, harmonics, grid connected and standalone solar plant design, wind power system simulation, that is ETAP, Dixel and Power Factory, evaluation of electric mobility, microgrid energy storage, microgrids, renewables, right? So we have done quite a lot of videos, which probably means first you can watch, and if you love, probably you can inform your students by means of just going through these videos. They will be able to develop the skills in what's the 10 simulation software which I have shown in my slide. And even we have done for electric vehicles, grid connected and standalone microgrids, energy storage systems. Probably this could be an ideal video, which probably means what say, which you can watch, which is relevant to what's today's topic. Right? Going forward, let me go to our LinkedIn page also. Of course, there are plenty of means what say, plenty of posts which we do, and I guess thanks to this session, I'm getting quite a lot of friend requests, it seems. So if you want, like, you can put a friend request also to me on LinkedIn. This is some posts which we do, right? This is the training programs which we are offering. And this is the training program which we offer for the industry participants at a price of 35,400 rupees or $500, which we are doing literally free for the college students. And of course, if you're a faculty also, we are providing literally that's free for the students. And we get at least 10 industry participants for every batch what we are doing, which is absolutely free. And through that we recruit the students. And even from KPR, like 2020, Mohan Kumar has joined us as an intern in 2019. 1 year we have crushed him, and he's like a one key engineer for our own organizations, right? So this is the program which we offer at $500, which we provide to the college students at free. But of course, there is a condition supply. Like, let me put up what's the condition supply. I'm just opening up like what we post in few courses which we are already offering as a part of the students WhatsApp group which we are running. This is how it runs. So the course is probably means what say you need to pay probably means what say 10,000 rupees advance, but every assignment when you submit you will get the cash back of 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees. There is a 7 assignments, and when you're completing all the assignments you will get back this entire means what say 10,000 rupees. That's free for absolutely free logically if you are able to means what say do the assignments. And even if you have mistakes in the assignments, like means I can show you some assignments prepared by the students. Even if the assignment is wrong, we will repay, but that's basically we expect the students or faculties to means what say work and grow. Why I'm saying this, because like the mindset of the faculties also has changed during the pandemic, that we are not getting the salary 50%, 30%, 2%, 20%, something like that. During this pandemic we have transformed about 15 faculties from the college to the industries, including as a lead R&D engineers in the great companies like ADPs. And this is, someone has to mute yourself. Yeah, someone has to mute yourself. And probably means this is the sample report which we have prepared, and probably means also you can see like there are quite a lot of comments, but still we repay the money, because money we are getting from our organizations, not through this training participants. So this comes logically free for the students, and this is the students means what say assignment submitted to us with an inferences using an ATAL. And this is an entry point, like through this what we are trying to achieve, through that we are trying to get the right students or right candidates for our organizations, right? So I guess such a value, that's a valuable information, though that I'm just slightly means what's say deviated from the topic. How many of you felt what I have delivered as of now is value? And probably means what say I will go, and probably means what say only one thing which is missing, I have not given our LinkedIn profile, which I will do, and I will go back to this topic. But how many of you felt that means what say what I have done so far is the value? I always strongly believe, and don't worry about it, like I will give you at the end of the session 250 plus list of core companies. I am just giving you the means LinkedIn profile of our organization, which you can follow. And probably means if you want to follow me in LinkedIn ETAP Selvakumar is what you need to follow, right? So you can probably means what say follow this, that's my LinkedIn profile which you can follow, right? That's the link is not there, but probably means what say you can try that by means of putting it in Google, and you will get my profile, right? I will put it as a link also, just so that you can click on this, right? So you can probably means if you want, you can give it a friend, because that's the last information which you want, and probably remain me at the end of the session. Like along the Q&A, I will give you list of core companies, about 250 companies. If your student says like means what say he do not have a core company, then ask him to join in Power Projects in second semester, at the end of the second semester, not after the 8th semester. I will not be able to give a job. If a student is willing to start working with Power Projects from end of second semester, for sure we will crush them, no doubt about that. Means only in the semester holidays, and probably if he is willing to work on weekends, that's fine. For sure, like means what say Power Projects will be able to accommodate the candidate at a salary of minimum 3.6 lakh when he finishes the BE. But we expect a candidate at the end of second semester, not at the end of 8th semester. All right, so that's it from my end, like what I need to convey with respect to the slide I have done, right? So this is the important question which we need to ask to better understand what's our topic. Still we have another 55 minutes to go into our topic. I guess like we will be able to do plenty of things. So can anyone say like what's the renewable fraction which we have it in India, and renewable penetration which we have it in India, right? So I will give you the slides. Anyway, the slides will reach you for all the registered participants. I have quite a lot of registered links also as a part of this, that will give you to find out where the right information is to fetch up. So I mean, I will just go back to the browser again, just to say there are plenty of informations available in the Google itself. CEA Central Executive is one important thing. So diploma students, to be honest, like we are into power system consulting, diploma students are not really means what's ideal fit for us. We basically need to be an extent like ME power system engineer, and Diploma definitely will not fit, and BEEE is means what say minimum qualifications, and ME power system is an ideal fit. ME power system or power electronics or power engineering management is an ideal fit, right? So okay, how many softwares? I will take this question parallelly. Don't worry about it. If you want to go to the slide, I will go back and explain you the slides which is free, right? So means what is the Dialex is completely free. Dialex is completely free. PSSC student version is free. PSSC student version is free with the 50 notes, which you can do wonders. Siemens, the global means was a power system company which uses 50 bus system is completely free, which means like the colleges need not really buy any power system simulation software there for power system simulation lab if they are using that free version of this PSSC, which is available for everyone. Just with the Gmail you can download. Dixilent is free for master students as well as those who are doing PhD. It's not free for students, but it is free for the peoples, those who are means what to say doing their PhD or those who are doing their masters. That's free for students. It's not free. Students, I guess it is 150 US dollars. Sorry, 150 euro. 150 euro. But still, I mean, so I strongly recommend. Means what say if you are a student in a masters, like buy this 150 euro package. Masters anyway, they will get it free, but 150 euro spending that is really worth. ETAP you will get a, I mean, what say 14 bus system free, but like ETAP is not, their free version is not really up to the mark. I will be very open. So, but Dialex 100% free. PSSC student version is free, which you will be able to do everything, but with a cap of 50 buses, that's more than sufficient for the academic level. Dixilent for ME students and those who are doing a PhD, it's free, right? PVSystem, Homer Pro, Homer Grid, all these softwares are probably free for short time. PVSystem is free for 30 days for each and every day release. Homer Pro is free for first 21 days. This one, Reapt is free forever. Reapt is free forever. PSCAD is free with the 14 nodes, which probably you cannot do really great things. And of course, you know how to use the software in Indian market, right? You have always a pirated copy, which you can do it. And probably if you want like means more information on how to you get the software, like a student free license or a thesis license or a faculty license free and excellent or PSSC, I request Mohan Kumar to put your contact number in the chat box. So like those who want the software excellent or PSSC can reach out to you. Mohan, if you're there, like you can really put up your number. So I don't want to really disturb more onto that. Yeah. Fine. So this gives probably means what's the answer for the question, like what's the energy which probably means what's the means met by the renewables. Here you can see this is a month of April, like month of May data is not really available today, but yeah, Mohan Kumar number is there for the software assistance. If you need anything, you can just contact him. And in fact, Mohan Kumar is alumni from this own college KPR, right? So conventional generation is 1 on 5 and the renewable is about 11.7 per unit. If you open up an Excel sheet, you can tell precisely what's the energy which is met by the renewables in the month of April. This is in billion units, not even in million units, right? 1 on 5.52, that's a conventional, and 11.70. Hope you're able to see where I'm showing my cursor. 11.70. This is the renewables, and probably means you can find out what's the total, right? And percentage, if you put what is the renewable percentage, this is a percentage what we have. Let me zoom out a little more. Yes. So this is the billion units from conventional, this is a billion units from renewables, this is a total, and this is a renewable percentage, right? This is the renewable percentage in energy. From installed capacity, it is more than 27%, which you can probably means also look at in the report, daily report, or probably monthly report. You can go installed capacity report, monthly report, install capacity. All these links are there in my website. I mean, my presentation, so you need not really worry about it. You will get this presentations. I guess net is a bit slow. It takes like means what to say. Well, you can just Google it. Report, monthly report means what to say. Installed capacity report. You will get the page and you will get it. We are approaching about 390 gigawatt, and out of which like we have 90 gigawatt of installed capacity, which means like we are almost about 25% installed capacity. Yeah, I guess like we got the data, right? This is a May data, May 2021. So this is an April energy. This is an April energy. So means what, say May installed capacity, which you can look at. May installed capacity, which you can look at. Right? 31 May 2000. You can see like 383, 373 megawatt. 383, 373 megawatt. This is like divided by 1000 gigawatt, right? This is the installed capacity in gigawatt. And probably if you look at this renewables, you have 95,654 megawatt, 95,654, 95,654. This is megawatt. This is only renewables. The first one is the total. So if you look at what's the percentage fraction today is 24.95%, and it is continue to grow. So the installed capacity is about 25%, but the energy contribution is only 10%. And we are trying from 95 gigawatt to 175 gigawatt by end of December 2022. That means like we have hardly 18 months to go. And we are trying to almost double it, right? 95 to 175, almost we are trying to add 80 gigawatt, 80,000 megawatt of renewables in like 18 months. And imagine what's the job potential available in the core sector and especially renewables. And still, if anybody says, I mean, job is not available, there are plenty of people, those who are crying that they do not have a right talent. And that's where like Power Projects is trying to fill a gap to an extent possible. What is the how we can probably means also develop resources just not for us but also for the industry. That's what we are doing. So this answers these two questions. Renewable contribution is about 9%, whereas the renewable penetration is about 25%. As soon as the renewable penetration goes beyond 20%, you need an energy storage. That's mandatory, and that's the real reason why we are talking or focusing on energy storage today, right? So I guess like it is an important time to bring such a topics, cutting edge technologies in energy storage systems for e-mobility. Though the topic is e-mobility, but e-mobility is not the only thing which probably means what say push us to the energy storage. Predominantly, it is a renewable, and of course the e-mobility which pushes the means what say energy storage. So that's probably means what say pretty clear. Though here the topic is means what's say cutting edge technologies in energy storage systems for e-mobility. Energy storage is predominantly pushed by the renewable industry, and of course e-mobility is going to push in the future, but at least not now, right? And probably you go to your YouTube channel, we have given some statistics, quite good statistics about the electric vehicles, and probably we can Google it with the JMK research. Every month they provide like some articles on the electric vehicles with the quantity of the electric vehicles sold. So that's another amazing website which you can check, right? Let's move on. So the topic is energy storage system building blocks for me. I guess I have answered the first question in my agenda. Why we need energy storage? Energy storage is needed because the renewable fraction is about 10% and renewable penetration is about 25%, and this is continue to grow. And we are expecting this renewable penetration as a 43% 5 years down the line. And all this SECI tenders, if you do not know SECI, Solar Energy Corporation of India, right? If you do not know SECI, you can probably means for say SECI. Just I'm straight away going with energy storage tender. You get both the informations together, right? You can find. I mean, for say Solar Energy Corporation, how many tenders which they are quoting. All the new 100 megawatt plus solar plants in India are coming with an energy storage. That's a potential what energy storage has. And probably Mercom India is another website which probably means for say you can look into for such real-time technical informations. All right. So means what say why we need energy storage? Energy storage is some need of our mandatory because we are already 25% installed capacity of renewables, which is intermittent in nature, which is not controllable. And still you need to balance the generation and demand. I guess like the light of event where I have shared some link, you go to that and description, you find a first beautiful article from POSACO, how they have managed like 30 megawatt sudden dip in demand during this light of event, and how much struggle they have, and probably in the long run, like how much energy storage they need to handle that means what to say, look at all the stuffs, right? So coming back to this, look at this two websites. One is energy storage, Seki energy storage. Look at the Seki, that's the other website, and Mercam India is another website. Probably means what say. Even if you are not reading, like I mean, I used to use a strategy. I am probably means what say. When I was in college, I used to read a quite lot of books and other stuffs. And when I was working for other organizations, I still do the same thing. But now in organization power projects, I am getting the business. I couldn't get a time to read. So what I do, I will share all these links to our employees, ask them to read, and ask them to come back to me and summarize it. That's how I am learning now. You can probably implement the same strategy to your students also. Send like I mean what say 10 links to probably means what say 6 students each, like one link to 6 students in a group, and ask them to come back from what they have learned. Probably you will get quite a lot of ideas, and probably at least 10% of the students will be get motivated to go to the core companies because of what we are doing. All right, so let me move on. Yes, I have to go back to the slides for that. Right. Thank you so much. Right. Like this is the battery energy storage systems. This is in a container. Means what say when we talk about the energy storage, as on today, what is commercially attractive is battery energy storage systems. Of course, I am a hardcore fan of pumped hydro, but like what's the trend today is on the battery energy storage, and more specifically lithium ion battery energy storage. Is it good for environment? Definitely I will not say yes. That also hazardous, and probably means what say, but that's what the world is moving towards. Selva cannot stand against it, and we are also going with the flow. But one thing is for sure, you cannot keep or rely on this battery energy storage systems based on lithium ion technology alone, and that's also going to pollute your soil, that's also going to pollute your water if proper means what say reuse or recycle, or probably means what say properly not handled after its lifetime, right? So what's the building blocks of energy storage? One is the energy storage medium itself. This has multiple options, not necessarily like lithium ion battery which I am telling. So let me go probably means 2 steps ahead and come back to the slide to talk more about it. Yes, so energy storage not necessarily has to be battery energy storage systems. Everybody talking about energy storage means by default a battery energy storage, not necessarily has to be. Why we are talking about battery energy storage? Because battery energy storage has matured commercially. That's the reason why we are talking about it, right? So mechanical, there could be many things. Pumped hydro, like from this college KPR, like if you travel for maybe about 60-70 kilometers, you beautifully find out a 4 into 100 megawatt pumped hydro plant, which is the means what say only pumped hydro which is operating in South India, right? You will find that that's still an amazing energy storage. Even for long hours, like 24 hours, you can store the energy in pumped hydro. So you can also read that how role of pumped hydro for an energy storage when the renewables are growing, that can act as a synchronous condensers also. Compressed air and flywheel, like these are still technologies in R&D. Flywheel has tried out in quite a lot of places. I can give you some examples directly jumping into this Google. Kodiak Island energy storage. Get some videos, right? Straight away. Yes. Probably this is one of the project which I have watched. I will not going to, I mean, what say put up, I mean, read this. I might just putting it in the chat box, so you can, I mean, what say take it later and use it. And probably means that has a beautiful video. That's one simple example of, I guess like video might be missing, or I guess like you might be getting some videos on this, or Google it with what I have tried, Kodiak Island energy storage. You will definitely get a beautiful information on it that uses the flywheel as a technology for their energy storage, and that not being promoted nowadays because like flywheel is probably means what say maintenance is needed, and the downtime is more. That means reliability is less, losses are more, right? And you cannot store the energy for large time. Like maximum what you can store this flywheel is, I'm not really sure. Before this static UPS which we are using in our college lab, before this came, probably people were using this flywheel. That's like a rotary UPS or a dynamic UPS which we call. Still few people uses in data centers. So that basically motor which is rotated, and probably that is coupled with the generator and it's generating a power. Even if the power means was say lost in the incomer, still the dynamic energy which is in the motor will be was used to pump and supply this for a short time, and before that your diesel generator will come up. So that could be like a more of a high power low energy applications. High power but low energy application, that means like you will be able to store the energy only for a short duration. Probably I guess like my next slide will talk about that. But that's not really means what say commercially attractive because of large downtime, because of the higher end loss and stuffs, and probably means what's a battery energy storage system has defeated flywheel. That's what we have to say. Flywheel has been used from like 1990s to 2010-15, but after 2015 flywheels are probably means was not there. But needless to say, there is something else which we need to talk about. Flywheels are not there, but like synchronous condensers market is growing. I'm not really sure how many of you know synchronous condensers, right? Australia, probably because Australia, I guess I am putting wrong spellings. Yeah, probably you can just means what say just Google it. You will be means what to say getting amazing articles on this. Country like Australia, geographically very spread. They cannot put a lengthy transmission lines, so they are small electrical islands, and they are trying to increase the renewables. So renewable penetration is quite large, and they are going with the battery energy storage, completely eliminated thermal, and you don't have a fault current, you don't have a stability in the systems. And now in order to support the short circuit current, they are going for a synchronous condensers. So this is what we need to search. And means what say G is supplying like 3 large scale synchronous condensers in Australian market, and this is another market which is going to grow at least in the weak islands, along with this battery energy storage systems. Right. Rajesh sir, I will take the questions at the end. Interesting question. Definitely, I will take these questions because I know the audience are faculties and they're really keen in this PhD for the topic to choose. I will take up this question maybe last 10 minutes. Hope that that's fine for you. Right. Good. Right. So pumped hydro, compressed air, flywheel. As I told, pumped hydro still in the market. Compressed air is in the research stage. Google it. Like only Globe has maybe 3 or 4 compressed air, but that's in the R&D stage, not in the commercial level. Flywheel has tried out, but is abandoned because of the high cost, low means what say reliability. Thermal, there is a molten salt. I am not really sure how many of you know there is something called battery means what to say, rather than going for a battery energy storage systems, if you're going for the concentrated solar CSP, then means they use a molten salt to ensure that the power output from the CSP is means what to say reliable. Like PV plus battery energy storage is probably has to be compared with the concentrated solar power with this molten salt, and probably means for say most of the countries still trying to go with the CSP. I'm getting calls. Let me switch it off something. Yeah. So CSP plus molten salt has to be outweighed with like a PV plus battery energy storage system. So other aspect which you can look at. Electrochemical, that's the batteries where we talk about lead acid, nickel cadmium, lithium ion, and probably lithium ion is what predominantly what we are using. Electrical supercapacitors, yes, probably it is also in R&D stage. It is also for a high power but low energy applications. Chemical, you have hydrogen and fuel gas. These are the different form of storage. Energy storage not necessarily has to be battery energy storage, but the next slide probably gives like why battery energy storage, especially why lithium ion, which we are talking about now. This is not really a recent slide. It is a ancient slide. It is not even old. It is ancient. Why I say, because like lithium ion market is growing, or the energy storage market is growing on a daily basis. Okay, the slide is at least means 6 years or 7 years old. So this is not old, it is ancient, as I told. Go back to this new latest in the means what's a microgridknowledge.com. Go to this microgridknowledge.com. Microgridknowledge.com, right? You will get plenty of informations with respect to the today's trend. Then you may ask a question like why I have put 5 years or ancient data. Answer is like this is only image what we have, like this image which we need to modify at least. This gives you an idea what's the capacity and what's the storage time and what's the technology which has to be used, right? And probably means nowadays this lithium ion battery what you are seeing here, is probably means to say covering almost everything, like from few seconds, from few kilowatt to megawatt and gigawatt and few hours, right? Like recently we are working in one of the project of 100 megawatt hour project, like deliveries today, which we are means working on. And probably Homer Pro is the simulation software what we are using, but probably this gives you an idea, like means what's the energy storage technology to be used for what market. And lithium ion has defeated almost many other things. Zinc care is another chemistry, probably means what say people are using in Australia, Philippines, countries like that. Few companies they are still promoting zinc care. That's there in the picture. And probably lead acid is ruled out, and probably pumped hydro is also probably going. Maybe you can look at this one more website which I can refer. Seki 900 megawatt renewable energy storage tender. And Renew Power is the company which I have talked about. They have backed 300 megawatt out of this 900 megawatt. So yes, so this is 1200 megawatt. Out of this 1200 megawatt, 900 megawatt has gone to a company called Greenco, and means for say Renew Power has backed 300 megawatt. Renew is going with the battery energy storage systems, and Greenco is going with the 900 megawatt this pumped hydro. So I'm just putting right, explain the load shifting. I'm having the slide for that. Give me a second. I will definitely, maybe give me 15 minutes. I will take up this load shifting and what's the application of it. I will share you more information on that as well. Yeah, coming back to this, what's the building block of energy storage? Energy storage could be anything, as we have seen. It could be a chemical, it could be a mechanical, it could be a thermal, it could be any other stuffs, electrical, like a supercapacitors. And there is something called a bidirectional converter, which needs to store the energy whenever there is an excess energy, and it has to recover the energy from that storage whenever there is a shortage. There are plenty of such a bidirectional converters are there. And if you're a power electronics student, that's an ideal place to work on the research. Nowadays, voltage source converter based bidirectional converters doing a many purpose. They are voltage control devices setting a voltage reference, operating in an isochronous mode. VGM, virtual generating machine, is the terminology which is used by many companies nowadays. So that is a power electronic device with an energy storage is exactly mimicking what's the behavior of a synchronous machine. Means what, say this one bidirectional converter with an energy storage. If it is a voltage source converter based converter, this is mimicking a synchronous generator in the real time, and it is operating in parallel with the synchronous generators, and they share the power in the same fashion how the synchronous generators are operating in parallel. So means then probably means if you go back, like what you need to use is Google it with the virtual generating machine, and you will find beautiful articles on it. Let me add ABB to that. Right, so you will get amazing articles on this, and I am not really going to do this. And Stan is the engineer whom I have worked with, so he's from Australia. This is an amazing article. Probably this is a one interesting PhD topic which you can take. If somebody has asked this question, you can really take this as an one interesting topic. So how this energy storage system is exactly going to behave just similar to the synchronous machine. I will come up with more energy store. More research concepts and thesis at the end of my session. Right. So we have talked about energy storage. We have talked about this bidirectional converter, and going forward with this bidirectional converter, I guess I need to talk more on PVS 980. This is company called Fimer is doing, right? And probably I can share this also along with the materials, like this is the bidirectional energy storage which I am saying, and probably ABB which I can. So these are all typical bidirectional converters which is available in the market. And means what's why I'm saying this, at least plenty of peoples are there in the market. You can go through one or two so that you will get rough idea of what it is and how it is behaving. And probably means what's a virtual generating mode is explained there. What is virtual generator? What is voltage frequency control, etc., etc. And let me be very frank. If you want to sustain in this energy storage market, you need to know power systems, you should know power electronics, you should know control systems, and probably means application of all the three is what energy storage system is. And if you know chemistry, that's amazing, because that's what needed for this other stuffs. And probably means what say those who are into like talking about voltage source inverter, current source inverter, etc., which I couldn't really understand completely when I am doing my power electronics in my 5th semester BE. But now I'm having a very clear picture what is CSI, what is VSI, and what it can do, etc. So probably this is an amazing document. So just Google it with PCS 100 ESS, you will get this document. Anyway, I will attach this and I will send it to you. You will get, if you have registered for this webinar, this STTP for 5 days, right? Organizers will have your email ID. They will just forward it to what I am sharing with them, right? So these are some technical terminologies which you need to really talk about to better understand how to size it, what are the models which is available, what's the sizing tool, how it physically looks like. All this informations, including sizing, all this informations are available. So I have talked about why, I have talked about what, right? This is what energy storage is. This is the lithium-ion battery in a container. HVAC is heat ventilation and air conditioning. Like this lithium-ion battery can work only at, I mean, for say between 18 degree to 28 degrees Celsius. Your lithium-ion battery will work only between 18 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. Don't ask me you are operating your mobile at, I mean, so say 40 degree ambient also. Answer, manufacturer is not giving a guarantee for a cycle life, and he's not giving a guarantee if the mobile battery catches fire if it is maintained beyond 28 degree. So Google it with lithium-ion operating battery temperature, like it is 23 plus or minus 5. So when the temperature rise, they use, I mean, what say, air conditioners to maintain this temperature, right? So this we have seen the slide we have seen, right? And this is where probably means what say somebody asked a question like what is load shifting and other stuffs. And I mean what to say, it is not necessarily that like this energy storage has to do only one function. This energy storage can do n number of functions. And I mean what to say, it can do renewable farming. What it is, solar is renewable, which is intermittent in nature, which cannot provide a power supply, which is like I mean what say smooth power supply, like or controllable power supply, like a synchronous generators for hydro or thermal. So renewable plus energy storage, if you add, then it can provide a firm power supply. You can provide a firm power supply from renewables. It can do a reactive power control, which means it can act as a STATCOM. What is peak saving? Probably going back to this application of some image which I have shown. Assume that this is a college campus. Assume that your college campus has a rooftop solar, you have a wind, and of course a diesel generator which is not there, you can add it. And probably if your college, I mean, what say, if there is a maximum demand restrictions from the grid, then probably means to say during light load you can store it in the battery, and during the peak load you can, I mean, so say discharge it, and you can reduce the peak demand which your, I mean, so say the contract demand with your electricity board. So that's another application of this peak saving. And ramp rate control means what say whenever, I mean, so say suddenly you have to ramp up or ramp down, means what say your thermal generators or your, I mean, what say other generators may not be able to ramp up so fastly. So in that case, like this energy storage system can act fast, and probably means it can control the ramp up and ramp down requirements of other sources. You can do active power management. You can do spinning reserve, inertia, seamless transfer, fault current, shifting. This is probably an application someone has talked about, if I am right. Probably means if I am wrong, probably you can put up what is your applications. I guess load shifting is what you have asked. So means what is load shifting, or probably means what say this shifting application of this energy storage. Like means everybody knows about this duck curve. If you do not know duck curve, type duck curve in the chat box. I will put up quickly what is duck curve. Yeah, duck curve India is coming, right? So let's not really waste our time in reading all this. Like let's put directly to the image of what is a duck curve. This is a duck curve. What's a duck curve? So probably means morning 9 a.m. like the installed capacity of a solar is injecting so much solar
So the demand on the other sources are coming down. That's what you are looking at. And probably means you can look at what's the installed capacity of solar here. Installed capacity of solar is 41,000 megawatt, correct? No. So during daytime it is at least generating 35,000 megawatt, and evening 5 o'clock it is coming down, where our demand is increasing because of the domestic loads, right? So that's basically a duck curve. So you can probably means for say, let me take this image probably to an Excel to just better explain that, nothing more, right? So means what say, you can understand why this demand on the other sources is coming down. Demand on the other sources is coming down because your solar is pumping huge power. And after 4 p.m., probably you can look at this time, after 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., the generation from the solar is coming down, whereas the demand is increasing. And probably means for say, this looks like a duck. I do not know, I couldn't see duck, but everybody is saying duck, so I have to also follow the same thing. This is basically a duck curve. And what's the role of energy storage is, instead of pumping all the solar which you are generating in the daytime to the grid, so that the power output of other generators has to be reduced because renewable has to be given a priority. Instead of that, if you store the energy which is pumped by the solar, and probably means if you shift it to the night, then this curve becomes a smooth, a linear line. This is basically a shifting applications. There is a real shifting application which we have in India, and probably means to say, I will put up the tender. I will leave it to you to go through this 492 pages tender document. Andaman Island, NLC is the company, 20 megawatt is the PV, 8 megawatt PCS, sorry, 16 megawatt PCS, and 8 megawatt hour battery tender. You will get a beautiful document, right? Yes, go through this document. So 20 megawatt solar project in energy storage, it's in Andaman. Like this is a typical example of the energy shifting applications. Andaman, probably you know, like a tourist spot, at least before COVID. I mean, for say the peak demand in the evening is exponentially high from evening 6 to 10. And they do not have any other sources. They predominantly running based on these diesel generators. And the cost of electricity for average levelized cost of energy or cost of energy generation in Andaman Island is about 29 rupee 50 paise per unit. If you are in Tamil Nadu, you are enjoying first 100 units free, but Andaman spends 29 rupee 50 paise to generate one unit of electricity, 1 kilowatt hour. That's because predominantly they depend on diesel, and I mean transporting a diesel, probably it's an island, and also probably means their load curve is not really flat. It is extremely high in the evening time. So they have decided to go with the 20 megawatt solar plus like 8 megawatt battery energy, 80 megawatt hour, 8 megawatt hour battery energy storage with 16 megawatt PCS, and that does all these jobs. And it's shifting the generation in the daytime and probably pushing this demand to the evening time, like evening 6 to 10. And that's what that does a job. What I have done is just simply Googled it with the terminology Andaman NLC 20 megawatt, 16 megawatt PCS, 8 megawatt hour battery energy storage tender. Even you will get this tender documentation, like how to size all those things. And if you are using a Homer Pro simulation software, which I have shown in my slide, that comes for you free for first 21 days. And probably that's a real right time case study which you can think of. If somebody is doing an economic dispatch or an unit commitment or an optimal power flow, it's a right time you to move from thermal to renewable plus energy storage and try algorithms how to compete in the market of real time using this kind of energy storage applications. And the software comes probably free, which you can download here and which you can use with this tender which I am talking about. For sure you will get some tenders. Somewhere we'll get this tender specification, right? Yes, some report, at least some tender specifications. For sure you will get it on this Andaman Islands and how to simulate and all the stuffs, right? And probably means what you can try also with respect to this means microgrid. You can put up your own college demand. You can put up your own college demand, and probably you can simulate it. And I guess that's where I have shown this, probably some simulations which we have done. Probably I guess like today I thought of trying. I'm not really sure whether time permits or not, but you can just go back to this video and you can watch this video, and probably means you can try the simulations. And if you need any help, you can welcome back, and probably means what say we will be definitely able to means what say help you in all possible ways. So I guess that's the answers the question like a sifting. If not, probably means also we have like a 19 more minutes left with us. I'm stopping. Probably I have few slides to go, few simulations to go, but anyway, like we can take Q&A. You need not really wait to post it in the chat box. If you have questions, I guess you are able to unmute yourself and post the questions. Yes, I'm happy to take a questions. 18 more minutes. Take a question, then I will go to the slides if there is no other questions. I don't want any questions to be left unanswered. Any questions? You can unmute. And is there any research on increasing the life cycle of energy storage systems? Yeah, I will take up a more specific question. I will take up a more specific question. I mean, what say increasing the life cycle of lithium-ion battery, right? Energy storage systems are plenty. Like I have shown a slide: thermal, mechanical, electrical, chemical, etc. So I will take a question, specific question. Research on increasing the life cycle of the energy storage systems. At least I can say, means to say 3 companies heavily investing on it in India itself. One is Delta. It's a Taiwan-based company. Taiwan-based company means having an office in Mumbai, and they have planned to put up a battery manufacturing, lithium-ion battery manufacturing in Dharmaburi. For whatever may be the reasons, because of this COVID, it has been postponed or it is cancelled. But means to say they are extremely working on this, not at the academic level, but at the industry level. Other one is a Samsung SDI. So they are also working on that. And Panasonic is the 3rd company, those who are pumping quite a lot of money. And probably means what to say, batteryuniversity.com is another amazing website. Let me share this if you want. I mean, what to say, that's the website probably means which you need to understand. And even like most of our YouTube videos, which we have talked about, is based on that website. Batteryuniversity.com gives you all the possible researches which is going on with respect to this batteries alone. Of course, as of now, like the energy storage means it's more or less equal to these battery energy storage systems. So means what to say, my most of the slides, including the SOC, means what to say, to understand the quite a lot of this one, you can understand. That's just give a second. Yeah, I guess like my browser is playing crazy, right? Let me probably means for say, I guess I'm not really sure. Like, let me stop the screen and come back. Yes. So at least I means what say the research with respect to this energy storage is you can probably means refer this batteryuniversity.com. So battery university, I'm putting like SOC and depth of discharge. Probably means what say most of my videos probably means what say give all this informations like live all the stuffs with the real-time simulations. They have given quite a lot of articles on this one. Everything goes to this means what say batteryuniversity.com. You can read whatever the things which you want. I will put up this link, but I expect you to go through this entire website of batteryuniversity.com. If you want means specifically to take up the research on the energy storage, probably means what say I suggest, I will not probably means or say, though they are well known, I will not give their means what say names. Like you can probably means what say Google it. And probably means what say I'll give you their contact numbers. You can contact them, and probably means what say those who are working in the energy storage, they are my friends, those who have worked with my ABB or my previous organizations. And probably you can means what say very well just in touch with them, and probably means if you want to do the research with respect to the industrial oriented, you can very well do that. And I guess you may aware the other website also, Center for Battery Energy Storage, probably that's club academic with right, academic with industry in Chennai IIT. I'm sure you might be aware, right? So this is probably means was another interesting website which you can look into, and probably that's an opt to the title of this workshop also. That probably means combines both academics as well as industry, because the people those who have involved are probably means was the research scholars and other stuff. Yeah. Let me take a few more questions in the chat box. Can vibrational patterns on EV can damage batteries in any way? What are your thoughts? No. So means there was a huge debate on this. I mean, for say like vibrations, etc., etc. Battery energy storage system, what we have supplied in countries like Japan, or even I mean, what say able to withstand the earthquakes. That means the battery energy storage systems, what we have supplied, can even withstand the earthquakes. Then you can compare that with the I mean, what say vibrational effects of the electric vehicles. So only thing, of course, your design will get complicated, no doubt about that. Your price will increase, but there are energy storage systems which is available, already installed, commissioned, working in the world. Countries like New Zealand, countries like Japan, where this is means what say will withstand even this means what say earthquakes. And I'm not really sure, like all these equipments, electrical equipments, those who are going to be installed at the places which are prone to earthquakes like Indonesia, Thailand, I mean, what say Japan, etc. I mean, they will be designed to withstand this earthquakes. And probably if you Google it with the, I mean, what say earthquake test for a transformer, like there will be a video which will come up, like the transformer will be there and it will be jumping up and down. And probably you can put up such videos to your students, and that helps. I'm not really going to websites to show that. You can Google it with the earthquake test for the electrical equipments. You will get beautiful information. Let me take one more question, Singh, before I'm coming to my opinion on supercapacitor energy storage. Supercapacitor, that's to answer Prabhakar. I mean, supercapacitor is basically for high power, low energy applications, stores the energy in seconds, It can be used for like means what say if you want to store the energy for a very short time, not really for a long time. Supercapacitor is also going means what say something really great. And you can probably means what say go back and watch one of our video, electric vehicle video, which is in our YouTube channel, where we have talked about this I mean what say supercapacitors and how it can be applied to this electric vehicles and what's its drawback of it, right? I always the kind of person, whenever there is an R&D which takes place, rather than its positives, I talk about the negatives so that we can correct it, and probably means for say take the research in the right time. So means for say it talks about means more on the negative side of I mean sort of say the supercapacitors, which doesn't mean we should not do the research. We have to eliminate this means for say drawbacks, and probably we have to design a supercapacitor with that. I guess that answered that question, Prabhakar. Hari Krishna, storage systems commissioned in the range of megawatt at Puducherry. Yes, that's by L&T. Yes, you're right. Economic point of view, can India get the profit storage systems if they implement all over India? Okay, so I mean, so to say, I am not really sure. Like, probably means for say, I guess like one of the proposal which we put up, I guess we work with some academic institutions as well for such things. Let me look at. Right. Yeah. This is the one. Like I mean, so say like last September, I mean, so say Department of Science and Technology has invited for design and developing the energy storage device for a rural households enterprises applications. Their objective is to probably means what say reduce the price to like less than 10 rupees per kilowatt hour, less than 10 rupees per kilowatt hour. But imagine if you're putting up a I mean, what say remote means unelectrified remote villages, and if you supply at rupees 10 per kilowatt hour, whether it is commercially attractive, answer may not be. So exactly this Homer Pro study talks about this commercial viability of this microgrids, viability of microgrids, and that's where like means what say you need to understand before designing what should be the capacity of the battery, what should be the capacity of the PCS, what should be the solar capacity which you can give. You need to work out what's the levelized cost of energy, what's the payback period, and they have to decide. And your software called Homer Pro, which I have shown, is an ideal tool which you need to work out. Means before you are sizing it. Hydrogen energy storage is extremely expensive, and probably means I can give a quick view. Like means for say 1 megawatt solar is 4 crores, 1 megawatt fuel cell is like 40 crores. That's where we stand as of now. So hydrogen as of now is extremely expensive. It doesn't mean future the cost should not come down. The cost can come down. 20 years back, cost of 1 megawatt solar is about 25 crores. 1 unit cost of electricity from the solar is about 20 rupees per kilowatt hour. Now it is in the range of 4 crores per megawatt and 2 rupees per kilowatt hour. So energy storage itself expensive now, including the lithium ion battery. Probably price of $1,000 per kilowatt hour, $1,000 per kilowatt hour. About 5-6 years back, now is in the range of about $150 per kilowatt hour. Battery cost, which I am telling. Prices are coming down, but how far the prices goes and makes the system commercially attractive is the question to be answered. Like 200 means 1990s or 2000, I guess like no one has mobile phones, and probably means now we couldn't find any people without having a mobile phone. The same scenario, like if the energy storage grows, probably the price comes down, and probably means every village may have an energy storage. It's a possibility or a probability. But if you decide to increase the intermittent renewables, then energy storage is the only solution. There is no other option. Okay, many people ask the same question in all my sessions. Nikola Tesla free energy concept. I'm not really sure what Tesla has told. I haven't gone through this, but I can tell one thing: nothing is free. Energy neither be created nor be destroyed. So you cannot generate the energy. And even I will not say like a thermal plant generates energy. I will not believe it. Thermal plant converts the chemical energy of the coal into the electricity. Wind turbine generator converts the aerodynamic energy of wind to the electricity or electrical energy. Hydro plant converts the potential energy of the water into the electrical energy. So I don't think there is some energy which is free. You can convert some other form of energy to the electrical energy. That source might be free. Like coal is not free. Diesel is not free, but wind is free, solar is free. So you may be relating in the terminology, but absolutely means you will not be able to get energy free without anything, right? How efficient SME is, commercially it is not available. It's all as of now only in the research stage. So probably means I'm not able to comment on what's the efficiency. Probably means what are the numbers which I'm talking about, what is installed in the site. Because even today, if you take the efficiency of the solar panel is 50% and more in the labs, in the R&D centers, in the testing places. But it is probably means coming back to this real field, it is not even achieved 25%. So let that come to the market, then probably means we will have more realistic numbers. Yeah. Not really sure. There is some links. Okay, that might be, I guess, like a feedback link which has been shared. I could understand that. Yes, the time is up. When somebody says it's a good session, then they are asking, okay, please stop the session. I'm concluding the sessions. Give me maybe 2 more minutes. If there is any questions, I'll take it up. What are the future possibilities of EV in India? Definitely, EV is going to grow. That means so far we have invested in Middle East countries to buy petrol and diesel, and from now on we are going to spend that money to China to buy lithium-ion batteries. But EV is going to grow. So yes, I may be pessimistic, but that's what the reality is. So EV is going to grow. So far we have paid that money to the Middle East countries like Saudi, Kuwait, Oman, etc. And we are going to pay now to China for buying this lithium-ion batteries. But of course, electric vehicle is going to grow. One thing like JMK Research is another website. Probably means if you really want on the electric vehicle status, that's what I refer. Guess I am at the wrong window, but anyway. JMK Research and analytics here. So this is probably a beautiful page. Probably means every month they will send you the newsletter giving like how many electric vehicles has been sold, etc., etc. So probably means you try this website jmkresearch.com if you want to know like more on the electric vehicle statistics, what's the price, how many sold, what are the manufacturers, what's the global trends. I guess like they're putting up really an amazing newsletter which comes to your email at free of cost, and that's available in the website also. Just for a time constraint, I'm not going there, but like, okay, I'm not really read about that name. They put it in the chat box. Crypto, I guess. I'm designing an electric vehicle. How can we partner for a battery design or charging stations? Let me be very frank. Power projects, the logo what you are looking at my back is power system consulting organizations. We do not have any manufacturing unit. We support means for say the people, those who means for say implement anything. We means for say give ideas, suggestions, etc. Like we sell basically a knowledge, like what I'm doing now. So means for say if you need any help, like you can reach out. Means what say Mohan Kumar. I will ask him again to share his contact number, and means what say definitely that will be of more helpful. And probably means what say LinkedIn link of this JMK research Mohan Kumar again posted in the chat box, which you can take it, and they are sharing the means what say article on electric vehicles. Right, yeah, Mohan Kumar, basically alumni from the same college, probably means now key person in our organization, has shared his number. You can probably means what say in touch with him. So because I'm maybe like I mean what say in sessions or other stuffs may not be able to pick a call, but he could be an ideal person to pick the call and probably take the right decision forever. All right, 3 more minutes, and probably means what say let me quickly rush up. Still, I believe you are able to see the screen, what I had and what I have missed. But at least to give an idea, like the slide will anyway come, like how to evaluate the microgrids, what are the softwares, how the software looks like. I thought of going for some simulations, maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes may not be sufficient. Some bidirectional converter manufacturers, voltage source converter based bidirectional manufacturers, you can look at. Battery manufacturers, some balance of plant and control systems, technical evaluation, the softwares, what is energy storage, where we stand, some links which I told with respect to that at the beginning, like CEA, SRLDC, POSACO, economic times, and probably means what say energy storage, and probably means what say you can also get quite a lot of information on these links. This is another one which I have to say, like means for say, if you are a faculty, college is not paying, jump into this real-time market rather than jumping into the means what say stock market. You can make a money. That much I can say. Like June 1st, 2020, India has started means what say means real-time market where you can trade the electricity. You have to refer to websites: Power Exchange India Limited, PXIL, Power Exchange India Limited. Google it. IEX, India Energy Exchange. So means what say Google it. You can be a trader. You buy you write an algorithm. That's what I told. Like rather than writing the algorithm for an economic dispatch or a unit commitment for a thermal generators, write an algorithm, and probably means for say you means for say tell like means for say the buyer that you will give a cheaper price, and probably means for say seller that you give a better price. Trade them. Even if you are probably means you might have seen how many billion units of electricity is traded in India. And if you trade like means what say at least like means what say 1 lakh units, and even if you get like means what say 10 paise, means what say you will get like means what say huge money on a daily basis, right? So you can think of this link is there anyway. This slides will come, and this is another report, blackout report in India, like 2012 back to back days India has a blackout. So that link is there. And light of event, this report which I have talked about, April 5th, I will share this link also. Right, this is solar eclipse report, like means what say now 40 gigawatt solar we have. If there is a solar eclipse, the power output on that particular day goes down. What's the impact? That I will probably means what say share this. And probably this PPT I will definitely share with the organizers. You will get this. Yes, and probably means this is the contact numbers. You can probably drop info@powerprojectsindia.com. Mohan is managing this email ID. This is my contact number. I will not suggest you to means what say reach out. Probably I may not be able to pick the calls because I may be somewhere busy. You find out means Mohan number, anything he will be able to help you. I guess YouTube link, LinkedIn link I have already shared. Facebook and Instagram may not be needed. If you want, you can search it, and the PPT will reach you. One final promise which I have made is the list of companies. Let me quickly check I have it or not. I should have it. Yes, this is a list of companies. Probably means whenever I am making some great presentations in the college, always they ask, means what say you are telling all in the air. So I have spent some time to list out the companies, those who are working in the core, probably paying a 3 lakh per month as an at least the bare minimum salary in these companies, which is 25,000, which is a good decent salary. And this is the list. And probably means what say, I guess like for registered participants, I will collect it and email ID and I will circulate it. Or probably you drop a mail to info@powerprojectsindia.com. Mohan, you can probably means what say just put your email ID. So Mohan will directly send you this list also. All right. Yes, I have exceeded 1 minute. What is the time given to this me? And I guess, but that's worth spending a little more time. And just means for say, Mohan, you can drop your email at info@powerprojectsindia.com so that if any request like you can send this Excel, or probably you can send it this Excel to organizers also. Mohan, can you just quickly put up your means what to say email ID? Yes, thank you. Yeah. All right, that's all. I'm not really sure. Maybe 90 minutes, right? My water bottle came down from 100% to 70-80%, but I'm not really sure whether that has been converted into a value or not. So one thing which I can say, like I mean, so say you may not be able to grasp all the informations what I have told, but you just start working on only maybe 1 or 2 informations what I have told. Definitely, that could be a game-changing moment. Why I am saying this because, as I told, even during this pandemic, we have converted quite a lot of faculties. Those who lost their job due to the COVID-19, we have transformed to, I mean, so say R&D engineers or power system engineers in amazing power system consulting companies. Of course, there is a huge, tremendous work from them. I cannot take a credit for that, but there is a possibility always. That's what I'm saying. Thank you so much. And needless to say, like, thanks between Selokmar and Power, KPR is nothing because, like, more or less, we are engaging the journey for more than a decade. But anyway, formally, thank you so much, sir, for inviting me again and again and again. Even probably the audience get bored because of my all sessions. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you, Silva sir. Thank you. It's really wonderful to be to listen to your sessions once again, and we take the credit for Mohan Kumar also. So you have given very good testimony that he is playing a key part in your organization, and we are very proud of him. And recently we had a session from Mohan Kumar also, where he proved his merit. And fortunately, I am his mentor in college, so I am really proud of this moment exactly. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hope the participants have filled their knowledge with all the websites you have given, shared a lot of things. Again, we have an AACT STTP coming up. Maybe we'll have a one-day session for you, because in the chat they want more sessions of you. So we'll again plan a one-day session if time permits. We have get your appointment. And at this juncture, I like to thank you for all the presentations on behalf of the management, principal, sir, and HOD sir, for making this event a grand success. Maybe we'll meet up once again, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.